Okay, everyone. So we're gonna learn how to make this today, which is a moving image of the 3D moon coming into the center of the image, and then we've got some nice comments as well of the distance from the Earth, the orbit, and the rotation. Interesting fact about the moon, which I learned whilst I was preparing this, is that it doesn't rotate or spin, which means we only ever see one side of the moon, which is probably why Pink Floyd decided to call their album The Dark Side of the Moon, which is technically the side that we never ever see. Okay, so how did we make this? Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to go back to the PowerPoint design here, and we made two slides. Okay, so we made the first one with the moon and the background, and then the second one we made with the moon coming closer, and then we've got a bit of description here. So the first thing I did was I made a new slide, and to insert the moon is very, very straightforward. We go to Insert, we go to 3D Models, and we click Stock 3D Models. And this is basically on PowerPoint for Office 365. You have loads of different 3D models that you can choose, which actually move around. So if you want a dinosaur, let's just see if we can add this in brief. I know that we're doing this about a moon, but if we've got a dinosaur option, we may as well just see what it looks like. I've never checked this before, so this is also a learning curve for me. There we go. There we go. So we've got a moving dinosaur. You can even drag it around and see. We don't want to do a dinosaur today, though, do we? We want to do a moon. Okay, so we type in here. We just type in. We go back to search 3D models, and we just type in moon. And then we've got different options. I chose the first one. I click Insert. Might load for a minute. The moon, now come to think of it, is not as exciting as a running dinosaur, but that's what we're working with. So here we are going to just make it a bit smaller. We're going to move it into the top corner. So just about here. We can close this now. And then we're going to go on Insert, and we're going to insert a picture from File, which is the background of the stars. So big shout out to Kai Pilger. Hope I'm saying your name correctly. I use a website called unsplash.com. So all I'm doing here is I'll just see if I can share this on my screen. So I'm on here, unsplash.com. I typed in space. I found this image here of just some stars in the background, and this was from Kai Pilger. And then I'm now on here. I choose it as my background. I'm just going to make it like a normal size here, like this. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate the slide. I'm going to use my favorite animation transition, whatever you want to call it. It is technically a transition, but it animates the movement as well. So I'm going to use what's called Morph. And I'm not clicking on anything now. I'm just highlighting here. So to use Morph, move things on the previous slide to their new locations. To get the best results, duplicate a slide, move things around, and then apply the transition. So on my slide of the moon, I'm going to right click and duplicate. I'm then going to move things around. So the first I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's say I can move the moon around a bit, and I can also make it bigger. So you've got this option here to move it by just clicking here. I'm going to make that the center of the screen. Let's say we decide to do it like this. Looks cool, right? And then I'm also going to make, I'm just going to zoom out here so you can see this. I'm going to make the background bigger and move as well, so that when I apply the morph transition, you'll see it kind of has this zoom effect. You see the background? We'll do that one more time. Watch the stars in the background here. Watch how they move. When I click preview and my computer decides to load, everything zooms in. And then the final thing I'm going to do with this background image is I'm actually going to make it a bit darker. So if I'm on the image, I right click Format Picture, I go onto this part here, and then I can choose the brightness. I'm going to make it minus 40%. So what that does is when we go from the first slide to the next, if you watch the background, it moves it, but it also darkens it, so there's more highlight on the moon. Now you can, as far as I'm aware, you can choose to, make this maybe a bit brighter, but when I've tried this in the past, it looks awful. And because the background is actually darkening anyway, your emphasis goes onto the moon as well. So the final thing we're going to do is we're just going to add in these text boxes. I've actually got 2 text boxes here. The first one is the title, and then the second one is the details. And then I've got a little line as well. Now, just to save a bit of time, I'm going to actually highlight and copy these and then paste them to here. And then this is my final slide. And then we have now done, in 5 minutes, we have made a really cool animation for the moon coming through. If your computer is much more reliable than mine is, your transition from back and forth will be really smooth. It will be like watching a video. It's just that my computer is, even if I touch it now, it's like 70 degrees Celsius. It's very, very hot. So I'm clearly working my computer too much. It's the computer's fault, not PowerPoint's. PowerPoint is amazing, and we can do this in 5 minutes. Super simple, moving between one and the other. Okay, cheers, take care, bye.